Welcome to NFL News, January 20th, 2026. We had a head coaching hiring last night, which, by the way, I was watching the national championship game. Plus, we have some breaking news as of recorded because it is surrounding the Chargers offensive coordinator job has been filled, which I'll mention that later on. But we'll start with this one. The Titans last night have their man. They're expecting to hire 49ers defensive coordinator Robert Saleh to be their next head coach. This one, first things first, I thought he would probably be the favorite for the Cardinals head coaching job because, again, he is going to interview them today. Unfortunately, he made his decision that Tennessee, of course, with him going to Tennessee, interviewed them on Monday. Tennessee felt like this is the guy. So Robert Saleh, if Titans fans know him, yeah, you should know him. He's a 49ers defense coordinator, of course. Two stints with the Niners. He's been a head coach, of course, in the NFL with the Jets, 4 seasons. This is a good hire, but there are fans thinking maybe they could have gone offensive-minded coach, maybe an experienced offensive-minded coach like a Matt Nagy, but I think they want to go through the same way they did with Mike Vrabel. Remember, Mike Vrabel, when he was the Texans defensive coordinator, he was hired from Tennessee to get this team going, get them to the top, probably to the Super Bowl, AFC South champions, AFC champs. He did the job. He did a great job. Not only winning the AFC South, getting them to the AFC championship game, but the issues were, of course, I would say the quarterback issues. There was injuries back and forth, defensive players getting injuries, and probably Tennessee's biggest mistake was firing Mike Vrabel. So they look at this and go, let's go get an experienced defensive-minded coach, and Robert Saleh fits there. This one, to me, I'll give it a B+. I think he's going to do great. The question will be, who will be his offensive coordinator for this team? Because this offensive coordinator is going to call plays for Cam Ward, and he's going to have to be developed under new head coach Robert Saleh. All right, let's get to the news that happened today. So, Bill Callahan, the Browns offensive line coach, has been named as the Falcons' new O-line coach. There is some, rumors that both Bill Callahan and Tommy Rees, who is the Browns offensive coordinator, would join Kevin Stefanski and the Falcons offensive coordinating, which probably could make sense, but it looks like they're going to interview one of those candidates first. And the Falcons are interviewing Cardinals pass game coordinator and wide receivers coach Drew Terrell for their offense coordinator job today, which they already done it today. We'll see how that goes. I do believe they should start interviewing these candidates, and I do believe they should interview Tommy Rees and see if he's interested to come back with Kevin Stefanski, but with a new system with Atlanta with, Michael Penix Jr. Arizona, by the way, good luck in finding your new head coach. Cardinals are interviewing Bills offensive coordinator Joe Brady for their head coaching position on Tuesday. We'll see if Joe Brady is going to get some head coaching jobs. I do believe he's going to end up getting a head coaching job. If he doesn't get a head coaching job, that offensive coordinating job, again, it's going to be a little interesting to see where does he go as an OC. Former Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel has informed the Browns that he's withdrawing from their head coaching search, meaning that he is not going to be the Browns head coach ahead of the scheduled in-person interview for tomorrow. Before we're recorded, he was still a candidate for the Ravens and Raiders head coaching vaccinations, and he's interviewing with the Chargers offensive coordinator position. today, which is now, let's get to that breaking news. Breaking news. The Chargers are planning to hire Mike McDaniel to become their new offensive coordinator. So, this was been reported from Adam Schefter that the Chargers are having a dinner with Mike McDaniel to see the details of the deal. Do I like the hire is the question. I would say they could have. Listen, this is my opinion. I think they could have hired Arthur Smith. Here's the reason. One, Arthur Smith loves to run the football. What does Jim Harbaugh do in Michigan? Run the football. Well, you get Mike McDaniel, a guy who, again, he's never called a place in San Francisco, but he's called a place with Miami as the head coach because, yeah, he's the head coach. He's calling the place. He's more going to have Justin Herbert more in the pocket and be a creative offense. That's what this Chargers team is going to be when Mike McDaniel calling the offense. That's going to be more of the creative place. Jim Harbaugh wants to run the football. Arthur Smith, which probably would have been the offense coordinator for the Chargers, because he does the run game very well, and that sets up the play action. Will Mike McDaniel do it? Will he do like run the ball, play action, make some creative plays? I think he can do it. It's just I do have questions surrounding Mike McDaniel and this Chargers offensive staff. Then again, I'll give this one a B+. I think it's a good hire. Just there's going to be some questions surrounding Mike McDaniel to the Chargers. All right, so Green Bay and their defensive coordinator search is begun. They're requesting an interview for Vikings defensive pass game coordinator Deron Jones for their vaccination at the DC position. Packers are also releasing cornerback Travion Diggs after 2 games he's played against the Vikings and the Bears, and despite that, the Packers release him, and he's now a free agent. Steelers are interviewing Vikings defensive coordinator Brian Flores today, and then tomorrow they will interview former Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy for the head coaching vaccination. To me, it feels like Brian Flores is the favorite for the Steelers job, unless probably they're waiting for like a Clint Kubiak or Chris Shula, which probably makes a lot of sense for Pittsburgh. And Mike McCarthy could probably be in the mix. Again, he calls the plays offensively. Really good-minded coach. Super Bowl winner, by the way. The Steelers want a head coach that's won the Super Bowl, calls the plays to get them back to the top of the mountain. We'll see. Buccaneers are hiring veteran special teams coordinator Danny Smith to be their new special teams coordinator. Smith has joined, of course, with Mike Tomlin throughout his years with the Steelers. And so now he will leave Pittsburgh and heading to Tampa as the new special teams coordinator. Ravens have completed an interview with Jaguars defense coordinator Anthony Campbell for their head coaching vaccination. So we'll see if, again, Anthony, I think he's going to end up staying in Jacksonville. I think Liam Cohen wants him to stay in Jacksonville because of what he has done with the Jaguars defense. Again, you never know. It's the head coaching vaccination. You never know what happens. Anything is possible. Raiders have completed a second interview with Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter for their head coaching vaccination. To me, the Raiders are probably looking at Jesse Minter as the next head coach. Now, in my opinion, it probably would make sense. 42-year-old who's been around the Jim and John Harbaugh coaching staff as well. He could be a great fit for the Raiders. But again, the Raiders have other candidates to interview. And if they are interested in Jesse Minter, I think it's a great hire for the Raiders. Finally, the NFL has already have announced their officiating crew for Super Bowl 60, which I'll probably put that in the link to see the officialing crew for the big game in 3 weeks. The referee will be Sean Smith. Will make his Super Bowl debut in 3 weeks. So congratulations to Sean Smith. If you wanted to see the others who are going to be part of Sean Smith's officialing crew, I'll put a link to it to see so that you can see who will be part of the officialing crew for the Super Bowl. That's it for NFL News, January 2026. If you've not seen my other videos, go check them out on my channel. Of course, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell for more sports news.